the swords video. And in this one we're looking at the last two main parts of the sword, and we're going to be doing that in Blender. So let me switch screens here. Not that one. There we go. And let me... there. So, first thing we need to cover when dealing with a sword, the blade especially, is it needs something to keep it safe from getting nicked and dinged and all of that kind of thing. And that's what the scabbard is for. This was supposed to move over as well, so it would look right. There. So the scabbard is, or sheath, depending on what type of sword it is the enclosure that keeps it the blade safe and undamaged when not in use. And they're usually made to slide off easily. And so that's going to be it for the scabbard. Next down is the guard. And the guard protects the hands not necessarily from a opponent's blade, but I can show it. Can kind of give a visual idea of it with a ruler here. So let's say this is my blade. Handles down here. If there is a cross guard of some cross guard, handlebar guard, hand guard down here, my hand that's holding the blade cannot accidentally slide up onto the blade surface, cutting myself and making me incapable of using the sword. That's the benefit of having a hand guard. So that is the hand guard, and on ours it looks like this. And then you've got the grip. And the grip is just the part of the sword that your hands are always gripping. It's what it's made out of is different across the board. It can go from bone or leather to wood or some sort of cord wrap. But it's always going to be there in some form or another. And it's just there to help your hand have a good grip on the handle, as well as giving something to tension against from the pommel to the guard. And this ties back into what we were talking about last time with the kinds of tangs. If it is a peened tang, as it is in this example sword, we can remove the pommel and see that it's got a flayed out portion at the bottom. this lines up with the flayed out portion on the inside of our pommel. And when they are in alignment, the flayed out portion of the tang puts pressure on the pommel, and the pommel puts pressure on the grip, which will then put pressure on the guard. But the blade has been made in such a way that the upper part of the blade is always pushing down onto the guard. So it is all basically jammed up together in such a way that it can't come loose. And that's the other function of the grip, is to be a tension block of sorts. And then we already talked about the pommel and how these were beneficial on the battlefield, as well as just in constructing the sword and giving it something to help put pressure so everything stays locked in. So that is the final parts of a sword that we need to be looking at. And that means next time we're going to be looking at the different names for these parts that we see on the European swords versus the Asian swords. And so we're going to start that up next time, although it won't be this next week. It'll be the week following, because I've got business that needs tending to next weekend, and so videos aren't going to be able to be recorded on next week. But no worries, I've got things lined up to have something for you. So I hope you stick around for that. And I will see all of you, not like I said, not this coming week or weekend, but the following. Until then, that's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.